Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. This is a bit of a story because I'm actually disgusted with it. I think it'll drive a lot of people to anger. We're talking about, at the end of the day, children and an absolute class hatred that is going to cause children possibly life-saving or life-changing decisions by the NHS and the bigotry and hatred within the NHS that's being absolutely put upon these children. Simply because the NHS can now say that we're doing it, followed order, we can do this now. The main story involves this boy. He's 8, no name given, obviously protect the privacy. But this 8-year-old boy was turned away by the NHS. And the reason is, and this is where you're going to get angry, he goes to a private school. So, what the hell, I'm going to be polite, what the hell, as where the boy goes to school is there to deny him medical care on the NHS that his family undoubtedly paid tax for? You can't go to the NHS as a child because you go to a private school. Are you kidding me? Now, of course, this is all a result of Phillipson's and Reeves and their class hatred and their tax raids on private schools. Oh, if you go to private school, you're not entitled to healthcare in the NHS. Where does it say that in law? Where does it say that anywhere in the NHS handbook? Why are they even asking? Because I tell you what, that kid's family have paid into the system. But here's the thing, you get some boat person coming over, they'll be taken to the NHS, he'll get treatment, he won't be asked to pay. Oh no, he gets it. He's contributed sweet FA, but he gets it. But this kid's family have paid in nothing because he dares to go to a public school. Isn't this disgusting? We need to know who made the decision. Everyone needs to be told, and pictures of the person who's made the decision that public school children are not allowed care in the NHS to be made public and fully doxed. Name, address, job title, everything. Show that person. Dox them. Now, I personally think that this family will be launching a lawsuit against the NHS. And I want them to go to court. I don't want this settled outside of the court. I want this done, and I want the people responsible for the decisions to be held up in court and sued. Now, the story behind this, right, is that an outraged mother has now accused the NHS of what she calls shocking discrimination, which I think we can all agree it is, after her 8-year-old son was denied vital treatment just because he goes to this private school. Now, Tory MPs have described the move as morally reprehensible and totally indefensible, and a symptom of Labour's vile class war. And here's the thing, you can guarantee every one of those wankers on Labour's front bench have got private medical insurance. The parent attacked the unfair 2-tiered decision as blatant breach of the health service's ethos of offering equal treatment for all. And yet, and this is where it's going to amaze people, this boy's case is not unique. It's only one example of private pupils being refused access to the NHS, and it's happening fairly regularly, alas. The mother of the 8-year-old boy claimed that Labour's war on private schools were emboldening NHS managers to deny her child help with his crippling joint condition. She said, if you discriminate against children because of the school they went to, where does it end? Her son was referred to a paediatrician at Kingston Hospital in southwest London after she noticed he was struggling to hold the pen well enough to write properly, along with other sort of mobility issues that he had. At the hospital appointment, he was asked to fill in a form which asked, where does your child go to school? I would have said, none of your effing business. I'm not telling you where my child goes to school. Days later, she received a text message saying the child had been declined the crucial next appointment with occupational health therapists, and she discovered that the specialist unit had written a letter to her GP saying, "We're unable to see this child as we do not provide a service to school-aged children who attend independent schools." Where does it say that? Unless they can prove that that exists in law, they're about to get their asses sued to smithereens. Now, it's disgusting and it's wrong, but alas, as I say, it's not unique. The mother of an autistic girl in Somerset told the newspaper her daughter was denied access to NHS mental health services and was told, if you can afford the school fees, you should pay privately. If you'd kept your child at the local authority primary school, she would have been supported. The NHS has got F all to do with where children go to school. And in this particular case, the autistic child was in a specialist school for children with those conditions because the state schools cannot offer the service. And now they're getting royally screwed over by lefty, liberal, wanker managers in the NHS, every one of whom should be named, shamed and fired and banned from ever working, A, in any capacity with children, B, in any capacity to do with health, and 3, in any capacity of authority ever again. A child in Norfolk was refused a much-needed standing frame by the NHS because he went to a private school. A young cancer patients from private schools had to pay £115 an hour for tutoring in a hospital ward, while it provided the same service for free for school children who were in state schools. It just seems incredible discrimination. And it's illegal. It's got to be. Now, we're going to have court cases. Apparently now they're all talking and they're going to be bringing a class action because there's about 40 of these children so far that have been found. So, well, more than enough for a class action. And, of course, it won't be a class action against each individual NHS authority. It'll be a class action against the NHS in total. And at that point, it's going to work out incredibly expensive. And you're going to have to get the likes of that bitch Phillipson into court and that sheer and utter 4-letter word Reeves into court to try and explain why they are backing this shit. It is absolutely disgusting. Now, the shadow Equalities Minister, Sakib Bhatti, said it's shocking. No child should be penalised because of the school they go to. But this is Bridget Phillipson's vindictive attack on children of independent schooling, and it's legitimised this kind of pernicious discrimination and triggered a class war against children. But that's who the Labour Party are. They're going after children because they're all bastards. You want the truly nasty party, the nastiest party of them all. It's currently sitting now as the government. Look at them. Each and every one of them would happily do harm to children. Still thinking vote Labour is a good idea? Watch as your children die. Thanks a lot. Bye.